My name's Rhapsody, happy 2024, and let's go back to space. It's time to take Tide Runner and Cat out, as well as... I've been doing a lot of Max recently, been doing a lot of rigs recently. I haven't taken books in ages, so I feel like I certainly should. The problem is, between books and Cat, I feel like each of them is... they're capable of playing a lot of cards, but those cards don't necessarily have a fully cohesive output in the game, which is to say, like, between the two of them, I don't really know if I have that much damage available. I don't really know if I have that much defense available. I have a lot of flexibility. So what I want is someone who is so powerful in what they do that that flexibility is not needed to fulfill their role. So something like a Drake or a Perry, both for the sake of attack. Admittedly, probably not Isaac. Dizzy, for the sake of defense. Ooh, that little Dizzy books and cat run. Yeah, no, I could be down for that. Let's do it. That's gotta be gain and debris. Can't afford to lose any of these stats. 2 random to type A, thank you. Ooh, max.exe. A is now 0 cost, and so is the basic shot. Perfect. Love 0 costs, especially when those 0 costs are going to help me move left and right when played from the leftmost or rightmost of my hand, as long as I don't have the anchor in hand, those being the mechanics of the Tide Runner. So at the end of the turn, I just need to play the anchor, and I'll move out of the way, because the anchor is out of the hand before the move trigger of the Tide Runner. So that means I'm looking to do something like... Isaac.exe, what do you find? Flex move, I guess I'll take. Now I have to play the anchor and then the flex move in order to get out of the way. I mean, I still keep myself with 2 evades, that's definitely worthwhile. Put a crystal shard in my hand. Let's get the max card first. System security will just stay in hand until I end up playing it. Branch prediction, unfortunately, disappears the turn after I use it. And it's just not going to be that helpful. I'll take system security here. Pop a basic shot. Crystal shard. A debris and a corrupted core. All of this turn just about burning out negatives from my deck. Basic block going to be the final thing that I play in this turn? I think so. So basic shot, block shot, and then a basic block to move out of the way. Ooh. We do have some shard powering our ability to use the 2 damage out of the mage hand. You simply love to see it. Let's just gain some more resources. Shield surge and a dodge, thank you. Very slowly working away through this enemy. Yeah, this is a very clear point of the deck. Look at the damage. Look at the damage resource. So I'm really looking to use Isaac and Max to fish for damage, but obviously neither of those gave me the opportunity. A block shot. And then get the anchor out of hand. So I only have to move 1 to the left and be fine. Effectively, I just need to take every available opportunity to deal damage. And as soon as I can, draft an actual source of damage. Three damage in this hand, and indeed there is. Let's get him. So, that's interesting, because with the 0 cost upgrades that we already have so far, and the fact that the .exe cards from Cat give us discounted copies of additional cards, I think I am very likely to be able to play Avid Reader consistently for the full 3 damage. And it's what I asked for. I wanted more damage, and it was like, oh, here you go. You brave enough to take it? Absolutely. Hey, how do I want to handle this turn? I'm definitely using a block shot at the end of the turn after the anchor, so the anchor needs to be played first. It just comes down to whether or not I want to use the basic shot as well. I'll use the basic dodge. I'm just going to gain some resources this turn. So, anchor, basic dodge, block shot, moves one over to the left. No damage taken. Oh, this is a great turn for doing the avid reading. Reroll is just a lot of temp shield. More than happy to have that in here. With crystal shard in hand. Yeah, avid reader is definitely coming out this turn. Heck, I'm probably going to play another 2 cards after that. Maybe I don't play Isaac.exe and I instead play out the debris this turn. Yeah, just for the sake of leaving more available triggers for avid reading turns over in the future. If I play trash, I do want to play Mage Hand afterwards anyway. So trash, and then Mage Hand wants to be the final thing that I play that moves me. So we use basic shot before we do it. Bunch of damage, and I take none. I do love the giant gap in the middle of the Tide Runner. So useful. Basic shot, Isaac.exe. Solar Breeze, I'll happily take another card this turn. But I'll burn out the trash nonetheless. I've got to worry about that when there's 3 being put into the deck consistently. Yeah, this is really unfortunate. Unfortunately, the Mage Hand has come back before the Crystal Shard, so I'm not going to be able to get the damage from that. I got 2 trash in the hand, and I've got an Avid Reader I'm not going to be capable of using. Woof. Okay, I need to move 2 to the left, so Mage Hand first, then Basic Shot and Trash will get me there. I mean, I'm fine with not moving this turn, so I don't have to worry about that. Crystal Shard, Basic Block, Corrupted Core, all of the most useful things I'm capable of doing that turn. Oh boy, that's a lot of trash. Okay, if I burn out an Anchor... Realistically, I almost feel like I want to just hit the reroll and just like burn out 2 pieces of trash. Take the 4, just deal with the fact that I'm gonna be getting more shield while I'm playing over the course of the rest of this anyway. I can't afford not to do damage on that turn, even if I did have 2 trash in hand. Ooh, Avid Reader in a hand with Crystal Shard as well. That's gonna be great. Solar Breeze. One, 2, and then Avid Reader. All right, buddy. I don't think you got enough Ochpa to live here. Adaptability. A rare that gives us either 1 evade or 1 shield. So yeah, that's what we're talking about in Mining Drill as well, frankly. And Isaac.exe. These are the kinds of things we're talking about in terms of our ability to have flexibility in this run. And flexibility is very powerful. Like, a deck that can do 5,000 damage a turn versus a deck that is capable of defending for 5,000 or doing 5,000 damage, or heck, even a deck that's capable of defending for 2,500 or attacking for 2,500. The second one is going to be applicable to far more scenarios. Obviously, thousands are not necessarily the numbers that we're actually getting up to in this one. I just felt it would be easier to make the point that way. And then I muddled it up by instead just offering a much better version that was flexible and as strong. No, the flexibility does come at the cost of the pure strength of something. But it's also more applicable to the situation more of the time. Anyhow, all of this to say, I'm taking Adaptability. Upgrading it to become 0 cost is definitely appealing. Upgrading it to become 1 and still have the ability to give either 2 evade or 2 shield. That's suddenly a ridiculous card for our movement potential. Because right now, our movement potential comes largely just out of the fact that we get 1 evade on the first turn and then 1 evade from basic dodge. The additional evade that we had in the previous couple of fights came from additional cards we'd added to the deck via the .exes. I kind of want Avid Reader to do more damage. Mage Hand doing more damage and costing for the shard. That's actually pretty good. Mage Hand doing the damage by default and then only costing shard for the shield. Ooh, maybe that is a great idea here. Unpolished Crystal giving me 2 crystals in the draw pile effectively just permanently guarantees the viability of Avid Reader effectively. I'm gonna do that upgrade. It's also gonna give me a lot more ability to draft cards that have shard costs. Did you guys miss me? I did, Drake. Moving 1 to the right is fine. Okay, so how much movement can I realistically get in this turn? Unpolished crystals. Definitely playing Anchor and Adaptability. It's just whether or not I want the defense. I'll take the Evade from the Adaptability. Anchor gets me out of the way. And I do that because my only other source of Evade in basic dodge just went past. Unfortunately, this is one of the turns where I do have a 0 cost, but I'm still not going to be able to do anything about that Avid Reader. I actually don't think I want to do anything this turn. In order to fight the enemy, I have to move 2 to the left. That's using all of my evade to get there. Then I have to fire off all of my shots in order to do 3 damage. Well, 3 damage is kind of good, but the enemy is also going to be shielding at this point, so they're going to get at least 1 of those shield back, maybe 2. And for that, I have to spend all of my evade. Just doesn't seem worth it. I'm gonna use a basic shot and then a corrupted core to get out of the way without spending a single evade. Alright, let's see what I can get from Isaac. Large boulder. I should probably take the Solar Breeze. Feels like it actually has some possibility of usefulness in this deck versus a large boulder that's just gonna disappear quite quickly. Yeah, I'm definitely looking to exit stage right here, so I'll start moving that way. Temp copy of your leftmost card. Another copy of Block Shot's not bad, but getting a Shuffle Shot just for some additional damage on this enemy also feels like it's pretty important. Great. Okay, I've managed to build up a decent amount of resources. Let's go for the basic shot. Hey, Mage Hand. Anchor into Shield Surge. Crystal Shard before I do that. Solar Breeze then immediately after. That's great. Pop the Anchor and then a Block Shot. I get away with taking no damage and I completely block your shot with a Asteroid. Yeah. Let's use the Debris to move back and then Crystal Shard to do similar. Oh no. That's another 0 cost on a turn where I can't play the Avid Reader. God, maybe I do need to upgrade this to only require 3 cards played. I really hoped that wasn't going to be the case. We shuffle and we shoot. Okay, it looks like their shielding is only giving them 1 per. Good news to have. I'll move my evade there rather than spend a shard. Okay, Anchor will get me back to the left. Shuffle shot. I'll use the crystal shard here before I use the basic shot to move back to the left, taking no damage again to the enemy. God, the maneuverability of this ship is so good. Ooh, an Avid Reader on a turn where I might actually be able to use it. Hell yeah. I didn't know that was possible. Of course, it's not necessary, but I can use it. Overkill the enemy there. All reliable, eh? Launches an object from the missile bay, which is a geode. The geode is a type of asteroid that gives you a shard when it's destroyed, and also this is a buoyant card. It's going to be at the top of the deck. Converter for more evade from our shield. Our max shield is low and our evade generation is high. Converter is often a good card, just not here. I think an all reliable that gives me the ability to upgrade to B, so I can put a geo to the left and then immediately in front of my missile bay, gives me the ability to defend so many spaces. On the first turn at the absolute least, I'm defending both of my empty spaces as well as the missile bay and the cockpit. It's another 0 cost. Good for the unreliable shot in the opening hand. I'm thoroughly convinced. Every time you heal one more, heal one after each combat. Well, I mean, this is going to be more impactful until this possibly can be. Especially with our relatively low hull size. I'll take nanofiber hull there. Let's take another upgrade. I mean, I do really know. I still want the damage. I'm gonna take the all reliable upgrade here. Grimoire. Gain a crystal shard on the first turn of combat. That's great. Random rare or a removal? Removing that debris is important and impactful. All reliable is great here. Destroys the thing for the enemy, also blocks their missile from spawning. I'm gonna get 2 geodes. Everything's incredible. Right, most card gains retain. No, it's still probably the value of reroll there. There's no solar wind here, so I will eventually want to start taking out some of their drones. So I might as well take out one with a block shot here. Actually, I'll move one further over. I've already got enough temporary shielding for that not to be a problem. Sick. Yeah, I'll just strafe some shots across here. Let's put a space mine directly... Oh no. That's unfortunate. That space mine's not going to be able to stop an enemy here if I want to use my Avid Reader. Because I have to move one further over, then play the space mine. And then I don't have enough movement to get back and line up a shot with the Avid Reader. It's more impactful for me not to use the Avid Reader here. Because it prevents the enemy's summon as well as does damage to them. It's so efficient. 2 crystals in the draw pile. Yeah, the draw pile is currently now just 2 crystals. Pretty shit. Give him a mage hand and a corrupted core to get back to a safe position. Oh, I'm going to take out your own for me, I see. I believe I'm appropriately lined up now. To take no hull damage and to prevent some summons. Start basic shotting my way back to the enemy, thank you. I mean, I thank you for coming to me. You'll have to die for that, though. Shard pack. It's powerful. Gain a shield. Put 2 crystal shards into your draw pile. Sorry, into your deck, which is your draw pile. You can either gain 2 shields and put 2 into your hand, which is huge. Immediately gives you the ability to use those. I don't really understand how it could be more valuable instead to gain 3 crystal shards to the discard pile. Like, if you desperately need another crystal shard, sure, I can suppose it, but they're going to the discard pile, so you still have to draw them before you can then use them for a free draw. Whereas if you generate them in hand, they're positive draw. It's shard pack here. Heck, I'm probably gonna immediately go with the upgrade. It's so impactful. It's twice as much shield. Sure, just another shield. But they put them in your hand! Do you understand the impact of this? Oh, he's so big. Okay, I want to move 1 to the left and then play all reliable. But that has costs associated with it, and maybe I don't want to pay. I can just pop out all reliable and start firing on the enemy. So I will. I'll still take reroll. I don't think dice roll is good enough damage here. There we are. 2 shield and 2 crystal shards in hand. I don't need all of that, as it turns out. I have so much crystal shard. I really need something to utilize my crystal shard. That'd be nice. There we go, 2 more crystal shards into the draw pile. There is no world where I can't play the Avid Reader consistently in this fight. Crystal shard. Mage hand. Fire. Fire again. 1 more, and then we're signed up for an Avid Reader. Yeah, I'll take 1 shield damage in order to do a bunch back to the enemy? Sure. Basic, block, mage hand, and then I can even crystal shard, and even a basic shot afterwards get completely out of dodge. Gotta get rid of the anchor if I want to be able to do any damage this turn. It's just, do I want to be able to do any damage this turn? It's possible the answer is no. I can't really do that much damage this turn anyway. But I also don't really have that much energy to expend this turn anyway. Let's take 1 damage, line myself much better up with the main body of the enemy. There we go, the Avid Reader's almost ready. Happy to take another shield damage this turn. Block shot, mage hand. I just pop the shield surge and then wait here as well, rather than even using the additional crystal shard. In a boss fight of this length, Power Overwhelming does feel like I would be able to get it off. The Power Overwhelming being, if you have 4 shard, clear it in order to get a power drive, otherwise gain a maximum shard. And I just, with a bunch of 0-cost attacks in the deck, yeah, I can see the value of it, but without any multi-attacks in the deck, is it still incredible? Maybe. I hope to find something very impactful in my rares after this fight. Let's get an Isaac card. Shift shot. Sure, I'll move the enemy. Hoyant. Ooh, that's a tough anchor draw time. I'll still be okay, but I had to use more of my evade there than I wanted to. No extra crystal shard this turn. The 6-shot moves us into range for adaptability, gaining movement. Wait a second, I'm not going to be able to use the Avid Reader this turn. Okay. I'll instead use a reroll to gain enough temp shield not to take damage that turn. So the incoming damage this turn is too much. Now it's only 3, the temp shield that I have. Okay, Avid Reader possible this turn. Avid Reader no longer possible this turn. I mean, if I use the move, I'm immediately going to have to spend that move to go back to where I moved from. There we go. We'll just simply finish this. Man, I want more damage. I would really love not to be pulling teeth on my draw cycles there. Oh, wow. You know, we are given great rare options here. I can't say otherwise. Shield Gun? No. I do love Shield Gun. I think it's really, really powerful, but we don't have much max shield, and we don't have a plan really to fix that. I'm using mobility for my defense. Corrosion Beam? That's dramatically impactful. I just have to play it once in the first cycle, and then the enemy is dying every turn. Zero draw. Draw all the 0 cost cards from your discard pile. A 1. 2. Plus whatever these generate if it's 0 cost at the time. Although, typically I don't generate 0 cost cards with them, because 0 cost cards also get discount, whereas a 1 cost card with discount is a 0 cost card until you play it. So, value-wise, I tend not to use that, but 1 from the basic shot. All Reliable also tends to get used. 2 more crystal shards, 2 more crystal shards, another crystal shard, so 5 crystal shards and basic shot. And I can upgrade adaptability to be 0 cost? God. That seems so impactful. Glass Cannon. Gain an extra energy every turn. Your ship's cannons become weak at the start of combat. There's also Prototype 22, permanently gain +1 max shield on pickup. Gain a shield at the start of every turn. If the shield was already full, however, take 2 hull damage. And then finally, High Frequency Intercom. Is it time? Is it time to take this one? Draw 2 cards every turn. 2 extra cards, that is. You're offered 1 less card in post-battle card rewards, and you can no longer skip any card rewards. Oh boy. So that'd be a plan to build this deck thick. Which would start to invalidate the value of the additional thing. But I'm drawing 2 extra cards, but 2 extra cards per turn. And I've never taken the high frequency intercom. You know what? Just do it. I'm not a coward. Just a little bit. Oh boy. Let's get that anchor out of hand so I can start moving. Got a schmove. I'm not gonna say it's the greatest first turn I've ever seen in my entire life, but it was fine. 2 crystal shards into the draw pile. Max A. I don't want to play whatever I get from Max A, so I'll just take Branch Prediction and use it later. Actually, that's discounted. Yeah, I can do that. That's fine. It literally, look at the avid reader. I can do that. Now I just need an extra energy per turn. If only I had a glass cannon. Alright. Pop some adaptability. One further over. Pop out more reliable. Yeah, there we go. If I get the capacity to hold or utilize more shard, oh boy. We have so much generation of it, and one mage hand to try and utilize it. I'm so glad Avid Reader is on the bottom of the deck here with the opportunity to possibly still get it. Gotta get the anchor out. Great news about that Avid Reader. Oh, a repair kit. No, my hull's not damaged at the moment, so it's definitely got to be energy drone. Energy drone is unfortunately still one cost in there. 0 draw, so I can draw back literally all of the 0 costs that I have. The only problem is, currently, that's not actually useful for me to do. Especially compared to just firing Mage Hand and then 2 shots of damage at the enemy. Yeah, maybe I made the wrong decision on the previous... Maybe. Was it the wrong decision just because it was the wrong decision? Yes? But be nice to me. That's my strategic argument. One back over, block shot, Crystal Shard, and Avid Reader for the kill. Zircon Zip is wild. What a great way to get a huge amount of evade here. However, it's worth noting. One of these is a common, one of these is a rare. This is a really good indication of the fact that rare doesn't necessarily mean good or better. What it does mean is specific, situational, situationally powerful. Mitosis would be fine for us. Zircon Zip means we're probably never going to take damage. So... upgrade the card. It does feel like 0 draw becoming 0 cost becomes appropriate quite quickly. Avid Reader also getting an extra damage, not bad. Oh, Adaptability, you need to become 0 cost. That drastically increases the value of the... Oh. I haven't seen you in ages, buddy! Ah, hello again. It is of course me, your friend Dracula.
Oh hey, it's Dracula! Huh? What's new?
Just running a miserable pile of errands today. May I interest you in some vampiric dark arts?
You'd probably say
Vampiric dark arts.
Yeah. Poo, leeches, lose, hull. So the thing is about the leeches is, they do stun. That's pretty good. But I don't know if I need to. In fact, I think I might find myself a little overloaded with 2.
Enough talk. I must depart.
See you later, Dracula!
Ooh, solar flare? That sucks for me. Alright, let's go. Crystal Shard my way into the field. Immediately draw into the anchor to prevent me from doing it. Wow. Yeah, I could have fired an extra damage in there if I'd been clever about the order of things. Alas, I weren't. I kind of want to leave the leech until I actually have taken damage in this fight, because I will, due to the solar flare, you see. Enrage. I'm not giving the enemy power drive. You know how many cannons they have? I'll take a worm, which I never intend to play. Yeah, attack drone. Move one space over, summon an attack drone in this position. And then burn a corrupted core out of the deck. Yeah, this is definitely where I want to be standing. Block shot. Adaptability for evade. I want even more evade. That's evade. That's what I'm looking for right out of that Zircon zip right there. Work my way back in the other direction. And then defend myself with a drone doing damage. Oh, I love it when the enemy lines up so that they don't have to hit me. It just seemed very kind of them. Unnecessarily kind, frankly. I'm also going to heal one after this fight as well, so the first 2 damage we take in this fight doesn't really count. I do have the anchor in hand, so I'm going to have to play that out at some point. That's great. Lines me up for my Avid Reader after blocking a shot with an attack drone, and then I can even use the Zircon Zip to try and Zircon Zip my way to... No, I can't. I can't do that, which is fine. Adaptability is already giving me the evade that I crave. Definitely time for a Surgeon. Okay. Not taking the hit to the 7 there. But I only gotta get 5 more damage on you. I can totally do that. Adaptability for movement. Big old mage hand. Hit him with a block shot and a dodge. Come on, Crystal Shard, draw me into damage. You don't have to draw me into damage. If you do help me get so far out of dodge. 7 evade banked. Yeah, I'm certain at this point I don't need any more evade. Shard pack and a mineral deposit. So mineral deposit is it's kind of all reliable, really. It's just it also stays in the deck and costs 2 realistically is the big problem. Shard pack, yeah, I can get another shard pack, but at some point these crystal shards need to do something for me. I have to take one of them. I'm taking the shard pack. Overclock generator, sharp edges. Every time your discard pile is shuffled back into your draw pile, the enemy loses a hull. Sure, let's do that. I'm drawing a lot of cards. Only seems appropriate. Oh no, I gotta get rid of something. With losing half of my hull, the fact that I've got a healing attack in my deck and the nanofiber hull, it feels like that's the easy choice. Energy refund, whenever I play a card that costs 3 or more, blah blah blah. Another duel with honor. Cool. Yes, I'll accept this. I want you to hit me in my unhonorable. Undefended. Weak area? It'll stop sounding like euphemism at some point, I think. But I haven't found that point yet. Cool. So I just have to be prepared to take 6 damage this turn. Shard back. Shield shard. I'm not going to be able to do it this turn, certainly. Okay. 1, 2. Go for a leech for a little bit more HP and prevention of that summon. Return an exhausted card to hand from Cloud Save. Exhausted cards. I mean, I probably have something useful in there still. But I'll take the shuffle shot in case I actually do need to fight this enemy at some point. Oh. How do I get the enemy to hit me in a weak point? Are they just going to look at the heavy missile hitting me in a weak point and go, that's not me, I didn't do that? Because I don't have a weak point. I have brittle, which means I have to be ready to take twice as much damage. Let's go anchor Zerg on Zed. Yeah, Shield Surge kills me at this point. So I still have to move out of the way again. Unfortunately, they've got that 2 power drive helping them here. I think I needed to do it in the very early game and not have the HP loss. I think I just have to deal with this as an honorable fight rather than trying to swindle this man again. I'm fine to take 3 damage. Especially if it's all against shields. Nothing ventured, nothing gained. At some point, these crystal shards are going to be worth a damn. And then I'm going to look like a genius. Zero? 0, 0, 0. Zero. Cool. I'm gonna hit you with the big damage numbers, and then you'll walk away! Go. There's no way I want it. Iframes? Lose a hull. The ship cannot take hull damage, decreases by 1 at the end of the turn. Instantly ends your turn as well. And then exhausts. I'm fine with that. There's nothing wrong with that. Especially if I'm gaining a health each combat and I have the leech in the deck as well. Mineral Deposit. It's similar to what we debated and denied before, in that it's the same card. It's so similar. See what we can get from Max here. Right, this card gains retain. Zero draw having retain is not bad. Hey, what the heck? Rightmost. I was legitimately thinking the other day, having a conversation with friends about functional tattoos, effectively. My partner Peak wants to get a tattoo of different lengths, inches, centimeter, multiple centimeters across the index finger, so that he can just very quickly, roughly, obviously as tattoos bleed and skin sags and things like this, roughly measure things. Very useful, I can see it. For me, I need to get left and right tattooed on my left and right hands. And if I want to have a real fun prank on myself, I should choose the wrong ones for each. Oh, what a bit. Yeah, no. See, these were supposed to be on my left and right hands, but then I got confused when I was telling the tattoo artist about it. And so now I'm permanently confused about left and right from here on out. What a story. Alternatively, I could get it done in the way that would actually be useful. Okay. One further over, and I'll stop you from just damaging me a lot more than it seems appropriate for you to do so. Yeah, I can't have Seeker missiles summoned on the far left here. That's going to be a problem for us. Yikes. I could negate it this turn with basic block, basic dodge, and then iframes. I drew into the oxygen leak. Rude. I think this is my best chance of taking as little damage in this fight as possible. Which is to say, there's not a good chance, as I still took damage while I was saying that. Why did I have to draw into the anchor after all of that and prevent my own movement? It feels like the anchor is always the next card if I need to move. I understand that that's not actually the case, it just feels that way because I am being personally victimized by it at this point in time. But also, yeah. So there's that as well. I'm gonna go for the whole hog. 4 hits. Out of place. And we've done it. We've whittled you down finally, Spike. Perfect specimen. Heal 2. Definitely keep that. And gain a non-temp crystal shard. And it burns itself out of the deck. All of these are great for me. I'd love some extra energy as well, though. A leech that doesn't burn out of the deck now. That's impactful. Let's get a 0 draw to be only 1 cost so I can afford to play it every time I draw through it. Temp max card for Spacer. Yeah, that's fine. Gives me much more finite control over my own movement here. Lock shot, and then basic shot will prevent the enemy from getting a ridiculous amount of temp next turn. If they got a bunch of temporary armor next turn, then it invalidates my ability to do much damage to them at all. Still kind of going to be setting up for a while though here. So kind of need to get all of these crystal shards played. Pump up my shield. all that jazz. Unpolished crystal B, and then I'll play the anchor, and then a crystal shard to draw into a crystal shard to draw into a crystal shard, which I don't play because I need to play zero draw first to fill my entire hand. There's another evade. I'm gonna move one space manually and then fire a basic shot at you so that's in the next cycle, and now it's time to draw through a deck of cards. Ooh, another adaptability, don't mind if I do. I could avoid one shield damage here for one movement. I don't think that's worth. I'd love to be over here on the left-hand side. Shard pack is very impactful. Maybe I don't need to use that this turn. I'm gonna get the anchor and then a block shot out here. Move one space further over, fire a basic shot. I only get one damage in. Anchor is in every hand, I swear. I thickened this deck and Anchor is still in every hand somehow. Ooh, there's the zero draw again. Yeah, I'm doing it. Isaac to get back into space. Missile shot, great, that's some good damage there. Pick up another evade, basic shot, shard, 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 shard. If there was a relic, like, every time you overflow on shard, do one damage to the enemy instead, like, oh my god. Although, I can only imagine all the reasons that doesn't exist. This is never going to be a great turn for me. So I suspect what I should do is drop the shard pack on the field. Play out a bunch of crystal shards. And then iframe. No hull damage for me, thank you. Crystal shard, adaptability, crystal shard. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, I'm definitely looking to Zircon Zip out of here as well. Gives me a lot more movement back, starts actually using the shards. I'm gonna want one of you in the next cycle at the absolute least. Maybe it's block shot. Dang. Drew back into the zero draw. Really don't feel like I'm doing much work on this enemy, unfortunately. Well, that said, missile shot's gonna be pretty good. I'm gonna be taking one hull damage this turn, unfortunately. I should have played that crystal shard before moving, unfortunately, as well. Shards, shard, shard. I found a comfortable pattern where I'm not really taking much damage, but I'm also not really doing much. I can do 4 damage here at the cost of 1 hull. Zero draw will do 2 more damage. And give me a defense. Okay. The Adaptability's ability to give me a defense out of that is what clinches it there, certainly. And then, heck, I even do a 3rd damage here by cycling through enough crystal shards to trigger the sharp edges. Gotta get the anchor out of there. Crystal shot, and then a shot to put us back in position. Yeah, I'm not willing to take another damage just to do 2 here. And that'll do it through the Avid Reader. I really wish Avid Reader upgraded to give 2 more damage rather than 1 more damage, because it is still situational and it keeps that situational cost still high there. Stun Source costs 4. I'd have to invest an upgrade into it to actually be able to play it at all. If it costs 3, then I would at least be able to get an energy refund out of it as well. But if I upgrade the Corrosion Beam to do more damage, it's also going to cost 3. And I gotta be honest, it fits my playstyle here better. I take no damage and you take all of it instead. Summon Control. After every battle, you may choose a temporary card in your deck to become permanent. You know how many? I mean, obviously I can start drafting some of the Isaac and Max cards. That's actually not what I'm interested in. You know how many crystal shards I could have in the deck? You know how many maximum crystal shards I could have in the deck? I can just have 20 crystal shards in the deck. That's legal with this. So Genesis and Glass Cannon. Glass Cannon does give us the ability to do more energy. And because I'm drawing more energy, certainly seems worth it. Taking Glass Cannon. Alrighty tighty, what are we doing? Gonna throw an All Reliable out on the board. Move over to left doing so. Shard Pack afterwards. Buy the basic shot first, of course. Corrosion Beam. That might change it. Return an exhausted card to hand. I think I'm gonna go Corrosion Beam and then return the exhausted Corrosion Beam. That's going to be a good rate of damage for us. If I attack that wing appropriately, I can prevent them from gaining resources. I think it's Power Drive they'd be gaining as well, so it would be annoying. And what the heck, I'll gain a bunch of additional movement with the Zircon Zip there as well. I'm so happy I saw that Zircon Zip. It covers so many of our weaknesses just fully. Let's draw all these zero cost cards, start firing on the enemy, hit him with the Avid Reader as well, and then get the heck out of dodge. Okay, as it turns out, getting the heck out of dodge mostly means taking a bunch of damage to my shield and hull. I didn't think it did, but evidently. Give him a Corrosion Beam. So happy to cycle through all of those. Sharp Edges doing another poison, effectively. Let's go for the movement, because I am actually utilizing that at a pretty reasonable rate. Mage Hand, and then Avid Reader for a bunch of damage. Get a shield, put 2 crystal shards into the deck. Yeah, I can certainly do that. Use Zircon Zip there and Anchor before I use the zero draw, just so I can try and make sure I draw as many cards as is humanly possible here. Let me draw another damage card that I can play, please. Fine, I'm just gonna leave you alone. To die in the vacuum of space. Drake XEB. No. Block shot. Honestly, kind of useful for us still. I'll take it. It's Dr. Bjorn.
Hail and well met, traveler. Are you available for a brief test of great Dr. Bjorn's latest invention, the Duplictron? This might sting a bit.
Duplicated card in your deck. I can do it 4 times for the cost of 4 max hull. Honestly, getting 4 more copies of Adaptability would slap buns. So I'm gonna slap some buns. How do I feel about them buns? Get slapped.
Ciao, ciao, ciao.
Oh, I found my zero draw already. Oh, I don't really want any of these though. Take the one what cancels your turn. Annoyingly, I wanted the zero draw after I had a bunch of my adaptabilities. That's the whole point of it, you see? That's a pretty good first turn. Look at the generation of resources there. I suspect I'm still on a resource generation bent here for a while. If my first cycle is always just poison the enemy and set up resources, like that's not bad at all. Those resources help me survive while the enemy dies to the poison. And with the avid reading, ooh. I'll happily pop a shard pack right there, why not? Are you kidding me? Did zero draw always have to be at the very top of my deck? Just feels like it'd be cooler if it weren't. Simple take no damage. going wild with zero cost like this, just having so much draw and the ability to recur them in hand, it's all lovely. I just want it to culminate in something other than just waiting for the enemy to die of poison. And I know it's my job, technically, to be the person who makes that happen, but hey, how dare you point that out? I'd rather complain than fix my problems. One of them is very easy to do. Hit him with Adaptability. Heck, I'll go one more over so I can start finding... Ooh, with some real damage. Hit him with a missile shot even. Oh my good giddy gosh. That'll get us most of the way there. And then the poison will do it. The rest. Mitosis. I mean, I do have a lot of shield in the deck now. Maybe Mitosis A with its upgrade does start to seem appropriate. Oh no, Duncan! I know what you do. Absolutely ruined me. Also, zero draw in my opening hand, because of course that is now customary, apparently. Boy. God, I don't really want to do anything this time. There we go, thank you for filling up all of my shard. Give him a wee bit of a Zircon zip, some adaptability even. I don't think I put the shard pack A out on the field yet. I think it's definitely Corrosion Beam again, because Corrosion Beam is one of the most important sources of damage in my entire deck. Let's see what Max has on him. That's most card for free and then exhausted. That's fine. Great way to get the the shard pack deployed. Enemy's not even hitting me this turn, so I want as much setup as is humanly possible, which is great. Additional movement, Mitosis to start dealing with my shield. Perfect. I think constantly giving them the missile shot is actually a lot of my damage at this point. It's actually a lot of my damage at this point. Oh boy. If I simply never allow you to hit me, you see, I think this will all work out well. Ooh, great adaptabilities. And I can even use them to keep my shields up when that's appropriate. Like now! I really need to upgrade that poison to be twice as fast though. Oh, we're finally gonna hit a zero draw, that's gonna be sick. This card is a dual card. There we go. Back with a block shot. Basic block. Avid Reader. Zero draw. Now I have all of the resources. Just a whole lot of crystal shards to accomplish. Well, what we did. Gotta keep making sure I think of this deck appropriately. Which is to say, I need to think of it through the lens of, I don't need to do that much damage. I have consistent damage, and I have very consistent defense. I think the reason that I'm not thinking of it that way is because it still feels like I'm at all times one turn away from dead, with the tiny amount of max shield we have, the tiny amount of max hull we have, and the fact that the anchor can just randomly show up on fortunate periods of time. Like, I do still feel a little risky here. For all of these zero cost cards. Good lord, I do have infinite movement. There we go, buddy. It's your turn to shine. I really figured I was probably going to draw into the lethal there. I would have bet on it. Sure. I'm just going to end my turn and let you die. Sapphire Shield and Catch. Catch gives us the ability to catch a mid-row object from in front of our missile bay and then redeploy it at a later point in time. Final boss. Do they use missiles? Yeah, the Cobalt does use missiles. Alright. Ooh, here we go. This is exactly my ideal type of enemy. Someone with one foot in the grave already. That was a really poor use of resources for the first turn there. I'm not happy about that. Max is now capable of giving me the corrosion beam back. So I'm definitely going to use it. Double corrosion on the enemy. They're now up to 6. Now I just have to keep myself reasonably safe. I mean, I feel kind of safe until the enemy lines themselves up ridiculously like that. Iframes would save me if needed. No, zero draw was literally at the bottom of the first cycle of the deck. Rude. Thankfully, Zero Draw draws its cards into the right side of my hand, so it managed to draw a 0 cost there, which I managed to use to move out of position again. Yeah. I mean, I could take Parallel Shift, I just don't really want to at all. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, the enemy's dead this turn. Just as long as I survive it. There we go. Payback A. Oh, that's interesting. No, I don't want to be hit. Obviously. The main interest in Payback A is the fact that it's 3 costs, so it would return an energy to us. Acid Cannon, however, yeah. You can definitely take that. Heal Booster, every time you heal 1 more, or Rock Collection. 2 geodes will always near your ship at the start of the combat. I think this will ultimately save us more than the heal booster, because, like, I would have to be on 1 health for the heal booster to even be possible to activate. Stun Calibrator. After your first attack each turn, 1 stun charge. That's incredible. I gotta get the corrosion beam to 2. Yeah, there's no 2 ways around that. I was gonna try and pitch for something else there for a second, and then I realized that that would be a bad idea. Memory leak to add static noise to the draw pile, which will cause exhaust on all of the cards I play alongside it, which there's some cards I would like to exhaust. Yeah, I just woke you up earlier than I intended. That's okay, I'll be fine. Big ol' acid cannon. Shard. Oh man, I really wish I could play that beam. Mage Hand, Avid Reader. I'm just gonna go full tilt on the damage. What status do you apply to yourself? I don't think I ever want to know. Well, 0 cost from your draw pile into your hand. 0, there we go. And I'll gain as much evade as you will allow me. This last evade would just cost me that evade to get back into position anyway, so I don't need to play that one. While in hand, all cards exhaust. So I can get the basic shot, and then block shot, and then basic dodge to all exhaust out of the deck, and then I'll play the static noise, so that I get to keep my 0 costs. Acid Cannon and Mage Hand takes the enemy out. Yeah, okay, I don't feel that bad on damage anymore. Let's take a Dizzy, random, rather than a Converter. I already mentioned why the Converter wouldn't necessarily be great for us here. Gain 2 evade on the first turn, or every 5th time you attack, gain an evade. At some point, I no longer have evade problems in this deck. That is not always the very first turn. Jet Thrusters are useful. I really... do I want to upgrade that to just do 2 more damage with it? I am going to have to play it every single time I draw it. It's just going to be a fact of life. Get a max generated card here. Return an exhausted hand. Oh, that's so good. Draw with a crystal shard. Yeah, I don't want max.a back. I'm gonna use Cloud Save on the next cycle to pull back the Corrosion Beam B. And that'll be great. It's a good idea. It's a really good idea. God, I hope I don't just suddenly draw into it right now. Okay, so it's Avid Reader while I'm here. In with a basic shot to prevent that incoming damage. There we go. What an opening turn. Yep, Corrosion Beam B. Oh man, I really wish I could play both of the cannons this turn. Corrosion Beam B, then I'll gain Adaptability, and then Zero Draw. Yeah, Zero Draw's got a lot of fuel in there, baby. Turn the exhausted card to hand, Corrosion Beam B, so that I will draw it at the right time. Or will still guaranteed have it. Because I didn't need to do that, I just lost the utility of being able to pull out any other card at any other point, because it didn't have a cost. Fair enough. I want to go one over to the left, then I want to fire 2 shots here to stun that summon. Perfect. I'm going to play Catch and then move back into position, because Catch has just often turned out to be nothing for me. And I'm mostly just going to be stopping the summon of things if I don't want to have to deal with them. Need to move one further. I'm happy to take 3 shield damage this turn. Even if it does ruin my ability to use Mitosis. Okay. Zero Draw doesn't have... I mean, Zero Draw has enough to fish for that it's still worth it. I'm just not going to be over the moon about it. Time for more. There we go, Corrosion. Mage Hand and a Block Shot will save us from a lot of incoming damage here. Love a giant acid cannon. And I only have to worry about taking 0 damage this turn, so... looks like it's turning out pretty well. I can definitely tell that this is a much, much slower deck than I typically run, because we're here, it's 1.5 hours, I'm playing it at about the same speed as I usually do. So it's about 50% slower than most other decks I played. That's okay. Not all of them are aggro, you see. Sometimes you gotta play a control. Actually, that's enough corrode that, yeah, next turn was always going to be the turn you die. Zero draw my way back into a couple of these. And in fact, I'll finish you off with the Avid Reader. It only seems appropriate for this run. Because of the drastic impact of books. Already seen our future memory. So this takes us to our victory screen instead. Just under 1.5 hours, and a thick deck, a much thicker deck than I otherwise might typically run. First time we've ever used the high frequency intercom, and I can only say, yeah, I think it was pretty good. There were maybe like 3 or 4 opportunities where I was offered a card. I got the high frequency intercom after the very first boss fight as well, so after that I had a bunch of battles. But there were probably only 4 or 3 opportunities there where I really wouldn't have wanted to take a card. Anything else unique or new here that I haven't picked up before? No, I think I picked up all of the rest of those before. Yeah, so there's still another 16. That's not 16. It's 26, right? No, it's 16. Still another 16 artifacts that I've never found. 4 map events that I've never found, which confounds me to no end. As well as 21 cards that I have apparently not yet picked. Again, I'm gonna keep Kat on here. We'll cycle back around to the Artemis for the next episode, but until then, let me just say something along the lines of, hey, my name's Rhapsody, name of the game, it's been Cobalt Core. Things have been shaky over the course of the holiday season, but I am happy to get back to regularly creating things. Also happy to take suggestions for things that are like this and good. I have a couple things in mind, but the year will be long.